Okay, so like my overall impression of the documentary is that the documentary like represents a story about clothing that exposes the global impact of greed, power, and poverty within the fashion industry, right? It like depicts a radical shift from the traditional seasonal fashion system to a fast fashion model that like ruthlessly prioritizes big businesses interests by oversourcing like my notes 97% of production to developing countries where wages are kept low. The overall like impression is that while clothing has like become a deflationary product with dropping prices for Western consumers, the true cost measured in environmental destruction and the exploitation, oh my goodness, my words, of millions of workers has like risen dramatically, like a lot. And like to describe an episode from the documentary, well, I was just thinking about how like it argued like what was it? The Rana Plaza. Am I saying that right? I think so. Like the documentary highlights the collapse of the Rana Plaza building in Bangladesh, the worst garment industry disaster in history that killed like over 1,000 people, workers. Oh my goodness. This tragedy, like, it illustrates that cutting like corners like that, like, disregards all safety measures, like, has become, it's like common acceptance, like, accepted part of the fast fashion business model in order to, like, meet the low prices that, like, not we, obviously, but, like, Westerns, like, demand, like, Western retailers. But brands frequently like squeeze manufacturers on prices, like threatening to move their business to even like cheaper factories if their targets like aren't met, which forces like management to like ignore even obvious dangers such as the structural like cracks. Workers report at Rana Plaza. 1 second, Xander. Sorry, that's my brother. Before they're forced back, like, inside. And how, like, this relates to capitalism. Like, what it, like, shows is, like, it argues that capitalism is, like, the fundamental reason that fashion industry, like, operates this way, as a system mandates that like companies create more profit than their competitors by pushing wages down like deeper, like consistently. It shows how the industries like rely on consumptionism, like a strategy designed to make consumers treat clothing as like a disposable item to be like used up instead of like used over a long period of time. Like ultimately, like this documentary like depicts like a moral system focused on like quarterly profits that must like expand infinitely like to survive, despite like the fact that the natural world has like very defined limits to show like how much production and waste it can sustain. Like there are limits. So this was insane. It was very interesting, but yeah, a lot to think about.